Here's another podcast from the Pod Bros Network.
Buongiorno, everybody.
Bonsoir.
It is the Jean Pod Van Damme cast, and this week's episode we are doing something a little bit special. We're making it a little bit different. The reason why I went with the Italian there with my limited Italian speak is I'm going to be in Italy when this episode releases.
Wow.
So, well, hopefully I'll be in Italy. Hopefully I'm not dead in the ocean or something. So. Please.
Or captured by sky pirates.
You know what? There could be something going on. I don't know. I don't want to be on a train and it be derailed. If any time cops hear this and my plane's about to go down, please go back in time and save me. Make it your Berlin decision. This is Jeff and John in studio, and we are going to be doing a very special episode. But first, patreon.com/podbros. If you like what we do, we have a Jean Pod Van Damme cast here on there. It's a super secret episode. You're going to love it, and for only $1, how can you not try to get that? Also, TeePublic, we have some sweet shirts over there. TEE.pub/LIC/podbros.
It's so catchy.
It is. It
stays in your head.
It does. That's the only way to get you to remember what it is. Check out our t-shirts over there. You help us out. You'll give us a little bit of a kickback on that one. Also, if you do your shopping on Amazon, podbros.com, scroll down, hit that Amazon button. You know what? Why don't you just bookmark it? That'll make it a lot easier for you. That doesn't cost you anything. That gives us a little kickback of whatever you buy, and we truly appreciate those that have been helping and supporting us doing that. Today's episode. Are you ready for this? Jeff came up with this brilliant idea. This is all his credit. I can't take any credit on this. I mean, I guess I could.
Thank you. Yeah, you should.
You know, that's
what I would have
done. So, do you want to tell the folks what we're going to do today?
Sure. I figured it'd be really fun since we've already seen pretty much the entire JCVD filmography. How we always talk about how, for a lot of his movies, he's not used up to par for his talent. So I came up with the idea of dream casting of our own version of what a perfect Jean-Claude Van Damme movie would be.
Yes, man. Yes. Really like this. When you texted me this, I thought, oh, what a great idea, man. Love the idea of it. Just, it makes me think, I mean, okay, starting out, would you go more old school Van Damme, or would you kind of go more on what later on in his career? Would you kind of do maybe a mix of both?
I was thinking a mix of both. At first, I wanted to do old school, but I thought maybe a mix of both would be better.
Yeah, right? Like, Van Damme and showing his serious acting chops, but also showing his comedic side, too.
Oh, yeah.
It's always nice. He always does a good job with that. But, man, that old school Van Damme, that, like, just emotional Van Damme you get, Bloodsport and Kickboxer.
Yes. Double Impact.
Double Impact, that's what I was thinking, too. What would be the type of movie that you would want to cast Van Damme in?
Well, I had two ideas. One was a relatively simple one, and the other one was a lot more complex and convoluted.
So you basically are on one scale, like one side of the scale for Van Damme. You're on one leg, the left leg of Van Damme, and then on the totally far right leg as well with your ideas. We got the, hey, I just want to turn my brain off and watch this movie and enjoy it. And then you got the other where it's like, you know what? Let's make this a psychological thriller, or let's put some meat to this story.
Exactly.
Put some meat on the bones here. And I don't think there's anything wrong in that at all. I often wonder what I want to see Van Damme do next. And bringing in news, apparently there might be a film out there right now that kind of might meet what our expectations are, depending on who you talk to. Now, I believe there's a trailer out for it. I think I've watched it already. It's Van Damme and the Bouncer.
Yes, I heard about it. I was really excited.
And if I'm not mistaken, it's all in French.
Yeah.
Like, English subtitles. I personally like when he does this stuff.
Oh, me too. You don't really get to see too many films where he speaks in his native tongue, so
yeah, right.
I think it's really cool.
Yeah, and I feel, Van Damme doesn't have to nearly try to think as hard about delivering lines, even though he speaks good English, especially when he mocks someone or he imitates someone. His English is pretty dang good.
Yeah, it's weird because when he impersonates or does like a pantomime or a caricature like Philippe and Jean-Claude Van Johnson. You know, it's a pretty convincing, if extremely goofy voice. Like, you don't think, oh, it's someone with a French accent trying to, you know, it just sounds like someone making a funny voice.
Yeah, no, his like his Dolph Lundgren or his Sly Stallone.
Yeah,
like when he does those, he sounds like the guys, and yet he almost speaks like in a perfect English tongue with it. It's just amazing. But then when Van Damme speaks, you know, it's especially the older he gets, it's almost like he's getting
his
lazier,
accent's getting
with his,
thicker.
with
it's
his
weird
English.
because like you would think living in the United States for so long it would diminish as it went along, but I guess it hasn't. It's just that strong.
No, it hasn't. I'm really excited about The Bouncer. We're going to be trying to do Blackwater here soon. That's already out in stores, so we'll be shuffling around to Van Damme again in the Van Damme cast. We know you're missing it, but we hope you're enjoying these sequels and prequels episodes. We still have the Universal Soldier left, Kickboxer left, the Expendables if we do that one as well, and that's quite possibly it. I got to look on my sheet. Besides, if The Bouncer comes out in time, I don't know when that's supposed to be released, and also Blackwater as well, and then Van Damme's other 5 different movies that he's announced between now and 2020. So yeah, very excited about that. But getting back to our own script, I am a fan of Van Damme speaking in his personal tongue, so I wouldn't mind if this movie was sort of what. I could go for even a mix of, kind of like JCVD, even a mix of English and French.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
I wouldn't mind that at all. Man, I tell you, I think for my simple film, nothing's better than, I just wish that he would just remake Bloodsport.
Ooh, hell yeah.
I mean, he doesn't need to be in it. I wouldn't mind. It'd be kind of cool. It'd be like Van Damme's Rocky in a way, or Balboa, where we see just this older Frank Dukes and people are just kind of like, bro, hang it up. Kind of like you see with some MMA stars now. You're just like, oh, please hang it up. And Van Damme goes through it, probably gets his ass kicked, makes it to the finals. You're hoping, but then he ends up getting beaten. And it's like, oh, but he's passing the torch on to someone else. Even though, no one can carry the torch like Van Damme can.
No one. He's tried to pass the torch.
He has, man. He's multiple times.
No
Guys
one
just can't do it.
Yeah, no one can do the splits that hard, I guess.
Yeah, so I would say that would be like my kind of easy turn your brain off movie. What about you?
Well, I had an idea for a film. It's a sequel to Double Impact, where it's discovered that there was actually a third twin.
Yes.
Who's going to be the villain of the film.
Yes.
They have to team up to stop him. Also, his main henchmen will be 2 other twins who are the twin sons of Bolo Yeung's character in Double Impact. It's going to be called Triple Impact.
Hell yeah. I love it. What a movie.
Yes, that one I just immediately came up with as the most ridiculous thing I could think of.
I
love his double bill movies where he plays 2 characters in a film.
I know. He does such a good job with it too, man. I don't care what anyone says. They can say it's cheap or whatnot, but I think it works.
It's great. I love any movie where someone plays 2 of the same character because it's such a challenge for the actor.
Yeah, for real, man. It really is. It's not like he's really playing himself. I mean, even in Double Impact, he's playing a douchebag brother, and then he's playing a lighter douchebag.
Yeah, two different shades of douchebag.
Yeah, definitely. It's so funny, silk boxers, silk underwear. He's like, big surprise.
No
huge
problem.
Oh, man. Because of karate. Yeah, definitely. What a great. I feel like Van Damme's listening to this right now, and he heard you say that while he was finishing Triple Impact. He's like, son of a bitch, tearing it up. Throwing it in the air.
Contacting my lawyer as we speak.
How did you steal my script? Yeah, no, I think that's great, man. Complex-wise, man, I always forget, what was it, Wake of Death? That one, where it's just kind of like such an oddly weird, you wouldn't expect Van Damme to play in this, but he does. Everything about it just makes you go, where the fuck's the Chinaman? You're going, oh my gosh.
That scene was so crazy. Yeah, people really rave about that movie too. Specifically that scene. It was very different role for him, and he was definitely trying to break out and find new niches.
Yeah, yeah. Where a Van Damme, we didn't know this, but everyone always thinks of the splits, but geez, car chases.
Yeah.
This is a Van Damme.
It's something we didn't
basically-
realize until we watched the entire filmography over
Yeah.
again. It's such a staple of his films.
Yeah, man, definitely. I also like Replicant. That's another
Yes.
one. It's just like kind of crazy to think Van Damme plays this. I like seeing him play bad guys.
I do too.
So I wouldn't mind if he played another bad guy. I would love like I said, getting back to like French and English, where he
Mhm.
basically doesn't want to speak English because he thinks it's so disgusting. Almost like in The Matrix. I think that one guy was just like, I don't want to speak English.
Yes.
It's like swearing in French is like wiping your ass with silk. You know, some line like that. I would just love to have Van Damme do something like that. Bring him back, do another Expendables, and just bring him back in it. And
He was
it could
great in
be
that too.
his evil twin brother, or you can make him good. Whatever you want to do. I don't care. I want to see something. I want to see something kind of like Wake of Death, where it's just like Van Damme is a cop or whatever, and I mean, until death, he was kind of like that.
Yeah.
Where it was just kind of that one's a great sleeper too.
I enjoyed
because
it quite a bit as well.
Here he is, a heroin addict. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, it was kind of like a Jean-Claude Van Damme version of like The Bad Lieutenant or something.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for real. Yeah. So I definitely wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind seeing Van Damme play a villain again. Wouldn't mind him just speaking French. I'm trying to think who I want would play the protagonist if we did something like that. I don't know if I'd maybe want a younger guy.
You just have Jean-Claude Van Damme again.
Oh, just playing himself.
Yep.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Or do kind of like, what was it, Michael Myers when he was in Inglourious Basterds,
Yes.
and he's just totally not like you would think Michael Myers, playing this straight role. Like Van Damme's basically got a Ben Franklin cap on or something. Or like
I'd watch it.
a Robot Chicken when he plays for Castlevania.
Yes.
When he's Dracula. There we go. That's what I really want. Scrap what I just said. I want
Hell
Van
yeah.
Damme as
Oh,
Dracula.
I would pay good money to see that film.
Yeah. Could you imagine like a French like that just screams sexy, man.
Hell yeah.
You know what? That's it. I want a French Dracula. I
Yep,
don't
we
care.
got it.
We got it.
Fund
French
it.
vampire.
Start the
I want Van
Kickstarter.
Damme to play him. Yep. There we go. What about you? What's your complex movie?
Okay, so this one I figured I would involve every single. I mean, what do you like more than one Jean-Claude Van Damme? It's of course when there's two. So I would have every character in which he's had double billing put into one film. So it would have Max Walker and the younger Max Walker from Time Cop.
Oh, amazing.
Edouard Garot and his replicant from Replicant.
Hell yeah.
Alex and Chad Wagner from Double Impact.
Oh,
So the film would involve Edouard Garot getting a hold of a time cop watch
hell
as he's
yeah.
about to be arrested for, I didn't figure out what crime it would be yet, but after a fight with Max Walker, Edouard would get the watch from him, travel to a different time, stranding Max Walker to where he'd have to find his younger self to recruit him in order to get help to fight him. And then Edouard Garot would kidnap Alex and Chad Wagner's shared girlfriend from Double Impact, so they would have to work for him. So then they would have Edouard Garot's replicant also chasing him, so it'd be 3 Jean-Claude Van Dammes against 3 Jean-Claude Van Dammes.
Hell yeah, man. Wow, what a film.
Yeah, I came up with that on the toilets.
I tell you what, man, you made me now want to see The Nutty Professor be remade again.
You see,
except
that's
it's Van Damme.
hell yeah. That's so it's going to be called Sextuple Impact.
Sextuple Impact. Oh, what a terrific movie. Absolutely love it.
One sweet day.
Yeah, I honestly wouldn't mind seeing more comedy with Van Damme as well. I definitely...
He has a good natural comedic side to him that
He
isn't
does.
exploited a lot. It wasn't his earlier films, and I thought it was really left and abandoned in his later films, and his films and sometimes suffer as a result.
Yeah, right? Definitely agree with you there. I love when he can make you crack a smile while you're watching it. Say a one-liner, do a joke. I think that's why I felt Van Johnson went over so well.
Yes.
Even though there was controversy behind the whole situation. But sad that we don't get it anymore, but
At least,
glad
you
that
know,
we got it.
Yeah, exactly. Don't be sad because it's over. Be happy because it happened.
That's right.
I'd have to put Jean-Claude Van Johnson and Philippe into the film, too.
Oh, yeah. That's right. You have to.
So it'd be octuple impact? Something like that.
Yeah, man. We're getting our Deca impact because of like even, geez, there was like 3 Van Dammes, maybe 4, maybe there's 2 Philippes.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. Oh gosh.
You can make your own Jean-Claude Van Damme extended universe.
Oh man, multiplicity
Yep.
Van Damme. I like it. Oh gosh, that would be hilarious. Well, I think that's a good way to end it.
Hell
I like
yeah.
that. I like
Thank
that
you.
idea. I just hope no matter what, we just get Van Damme still playing in movies.
Yes,
still
preferably
getting roles.
double billing.
Yeah, and anytime. I would love to see the creepy CGI Van Damme, young Van Damme.
Yes.
So like we would get old Van Damme, what he's at now, and then we get the younger looking Van Damme. on
that'd be
screen, too.
beautiful.
I would definitely like something like that happening. I really hope he gets to be in main movies again.
One sweet day.
You know, it's just something.
People will realize what's been missing in their films.
I think so. I really do. I think there will be like, I know we're at this point with, it's either pretty much comic book movies or remakes right now.
Yep.
Or
Fast and the Furious.
Yeah, basically big franchises. Surprised he's not in Fast and the Furious, to be honest.
I know.
with you.
They've had everyone else.
Yeah, seriously. Maybe he'll make his way. The Rock has never been in a movie with him, so maybe he'll make the change on
Ooh,
that. So.
I'd watch that.
Yeah, seriously. I know we see the jokes and whatnot. We talked about the controlled kicks and how The Rock kind of laughed at that when he heard that story. But
who wouldn't?
I know, right? Honestly. But yeah, I would love to see it. I would love to see something. I mean, Van Damme doesn't even need to do a kick or something in a movie. Just show him as just this. Shoot, put him in a 007 film.
Ooh, fuck yeah. You mean like as a Bond villain?
Yeah, as a Bond villain.
I would love it.
I would love it too, man.
A kooky, eccentric Bond villain.
The Frenchman.
Yes.
Something, just something so over the top. It's like, what do you want to do with me? Huh? Bond. Welcome to France. I can do the splits. No problem.
Get that away from me.
Oh, no. All right. Thank you all for listening. We truly appreciate all of you. I am John.
And I am Jeff.
And you have been listening to another episode of the Jean Pod Van Damme Cast. Now let's get ready to show him our movie ideas and hope he greenlights it.